One of the things that we're doing down here in Guatemala is working with the voiceless. The other night at a Marcus Witt concert, I really felt like the Lord put on my heart that my job was to be a voice for the voiceless. There's a large population of disabled people here in Guatemala, and as you know, across the entire world, there are people all over the place who just don't have a voice in this world. And what we're doing here specifically is working with the deaf, who quite literally do not have a voice. We're working with disabled people, severely disabled people, in some very, very harsh conditions, who do not have a voice in the world. They don't have a voice here in the political system, in what's going on nationally. In their local communities, they are considered outcasts, unimportant, or less important. And so my wife and I have seen this need. We understand that we have a role to fill in fixing this need, and we believe that God has uniquely called us for this season of our life to be here. We plan to participate in some way for many years to come in being a voice for these people who cannot fend for themselves. So, yeah, it's kind of an idea of what we're doing. My wife keeps telling me I need to be more real, so this is as real as I can be. We feel called to be the voice for people who do not have a voice in the world. And our life here in this house is completely different than their life. They live on dirt floors, in small one-room houses. They live with indoor fires that keep them warm and fill the entire house with smoke. They live on rice and beans. We have a nice, beautiful home. We have a fireplace where the smoke goes out of the house. We have a lot of food. We have meat several times a week. Our lives are just totally different. We live on a level that is completely unrelated to their level. We live completely differently than they live. Even when it comes to basic health and basic fitness and basic things that we take for granted every single day. Many of these disabled kids, if they just got some therapy, if they had a doctor come one time in their entire life and show them how to move their arms and move their legs, and show the parents how they can do therapy with their kids, they would do drastically better than they are now. That's the kind of thing that they need here in Magdalena, in Guatemala. For instance, the deaf. Greg Somerville is working with deaf people in Guatemala, and there's a huge population of deaf people. Most of them cannot even sign. The Guatemala Deaf Sign Language was only invented a couple of years ago, literally in like 1996 or something like that. So there's a huge need here. There's a vast population of people who do not work, who do not interact with society, who live alone in their homes, and have very little resources. We're here to bring some resource to them. We're here to give them a hand up, not just give them free things. That's why we're teaching an English class. That's why we're teaching a Principles of Leadership class. And that's our call, to be a voice in a world that ignores the disabled, to be a voice in the world that completely ignores this part of the world as being not important. That's what we're here to do.